Genshin just released their newest developers discussion, and it's got a lot of great changes, at least in my opinion. I think there's a lot of great changes in here. So let's go through them. First things first, they did a little bit of an introduction about the feedback from Imaginarium Theater. Yeah, in addition, following the official launch of the new gameplay mode Imaginarium Theater, we're also continuing to monitor travelers' feedback. Seems like they might be willing to make some changes to Imaginarium Theater, at least how it works. And so, yeah, we'll see. The main complaints I've heard about Imaginarium Theater so far is that number one, it's way too easy. Players who have been playing since for years, and players who are already consistently 36-star clearing Spiral Abyss, they don't have any issues with Imaginarium Theater. But also at the same time, the second complaint I've seen is that, well, now I have to level up characters that I don't want to ever use just so that I can meet the 18 character requirement for this game mode. It kind of tells us that they're thinking about Imaginarium Theater and they're willing to change it. I think that's the main takeaway here. They're willing to change Imaginarium Theater. They're listening to feedback. Now, how soon they make these changes, who knows? Genshin is notoriously slow when it comes to adding new things and changing things. I don't know when Imaginarium Theater will change, when they'll make these changes, but at least they're willing to change. So we'll see. First things first, encounter points will be accumulated. Personally, I haven't used the encounter point system. I actually don't use it. I'm so used to doing daily commissions. It was just hard for me to get used to the encounter system. And so when I saw this, I was like, I don't know if I'm a fan of this change, but the more I read it, now I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this. So let's take a look. To help travelers take even more control of their game time from version 4.8 onwards, any excess encounter points you will gain will be accumulated and converted to long-term encounter points. And you can expend original resin through any means, and you'll be able to convert long-term encounter points back into daily encounter points to obtain rewards. For every 30 original resin you expend, you'll be able to convert enough long-term encounter points to obtain 1 reward. Another important thing here, long-term encounter points will only be reset at the beginning of each version X.0. So this means 5.0, 6.0, 7.0, and so on. So this is massive. So for example, your long-term encounter points won't expire. You can just continue to accumulate these long-term encounter points in unlimited amount, I assume, unlimited amount, and they won't reset until 6.0. So you can pretty much take advantage of the system for multiple updates, so long. If I'm understanding this system correctly, as long as you have enough long-term encounter points, and I mean, as you do exploration, as you do events, as you do all that kind of stuff, you'll passively be accumulating these long-term encounter points. And so as long as you have enough of these long-term encounter points, all you have to do is just spend 120 original resin, and then you get all your encounter points for that day. And then you can submit your daily commissions for that day. So that means, for example, if you don't have much time to spend on Genshin in a particular day, you can just log in, create 3 condensed resin, submit your daily commissions, and then log out. So that's pretty good. Never gonna do dailies again. Exactly. This is the death of daily commission quests. No one's ever gonna do daily commission quests ever again. I mean, maybe for achievements. So here's a second point I have. I thought about it and I was like, okay, this is good for players who, for example, who are students or work at 9 to 5 during the weekdays and don't really have time to invest every single day to Genshin to do dailies. And so I was trying to think about that. Okay, you log in Monday, at the bare minimum, right? You just create 3 condensed resin, submit your dailies, right? And then you're done. Next day, Tuesday, you already have 3 condensed resin in your inventory. So you can only make 2, right? You can only make 2 condensed resin, and then maybe you do a world boss or something like that for the last 40, and then you can submit your daily commissions. But then Wednesday comes around, you can't condense any resin. You're already at 5. Basically, on the 3rd day, on Wednesday, right after Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday you're kind of screwed. Now you kind of have to actually do normal dailies, right? You either have to do the daily commissions, or you have to find chests or whatever to get to get encounter points and submit them. And so my prediction, it might not be 5.0, but maybe like after the Natlan Arc Conquest, I think they're going to increase the cap of condensed resin. I think they will. I don't know if it's going to happen 5.0, but I think that's kind of like the next logical step here. Like they implemented this system to try to incentivize people to log in every day. Yeah, for casual Genshin players, like it's a pain to do dailies. Like even with the encounter point system, like you still have to like find a chest or like do an event. If there's no event, like oftentimes you just have to like do the daily commissions anyways. So yeah, I think that's the next step. They're going to increase the condensed resin limit, maybe to 10, but that's kind of my prediction. So we'll see. We'll see if that ends up being correct. But yeah, long-term encounter points, I think is going to be a good system. It's going to get a lot better if they increase the cap for condensed resin. Okay, second point here, bosses will respawn much faster. We've asked for it since the beginning of the game, since 1.0. We would have to wait, what, 2 minutes for a boss to respawn. You know, we get a new character and we have to farm their materials. It takes forever. It takes forever to farm their essential materials because bosses take 2 minutes to respawn. Now, they only take 10 seconds. So good change. Good change. Again, another one of these things where we've been asking it for such a long time and like we finally got it years after, but at least we have it. At least we have it. So Spiral Abyss party setup screen has been optimized. Fantastic. They already implemented this in previous combat events. Clicking and dragging to change your lineups. Great. Fantastic. Love that. Going to be really convenient. You can sort by favorited characters now if you want to. Little nice change. I don't personally use this system of favoriting characters, but for those who do, now you can take advantage of that to sort characters. This, amazing. New review and hide dialogue features. You can review the past dialogue of the current dialogue scene you're in. You can also listen to the voiceovers again. Yeah, you can replay the voiceovers, like if it has a voice line, which is nice. Also, you can hide the dialogue scene. Again, another thing that was in HSR. We finally have it in Genshin. And this is possibly the greatest change update in this developer's discussion. New hide UI feature is not just a dialog screen that has new features. After the version 4.8 update, you will also be able to hide the map, party, and other UI elements on the main screen. This will help you enjoy an even more immersive adventure in the world of Teyvat. So your screen can literally just look like this. It can literally just look blank. So right now, I'm in the game, right? I'm walking around. I have these 6 icons up top. I have the team setup. I have the ultimate skill. I have the health bar. I have the chat at the left. I have the map on the top left. There's a lot of icons here. But now all of it, you can just toggle off. Yeah, if you're just exploring, it might be the best way to explore, to just turn off all the UI and like really take in your surroundings. I mean, Genshin has some beautiful environments. This is going to be nice. I'm definitely going to take advantage of this when Natlan comes around. Photo taking players. Yeah, photo taking players, people who make video content, they're going to love that change. Absolutely love the change. Instead of removing entirely, have us manage what we want to display. No, I think it will do that. They specifically said you'll be able to hide the map, party, and other UI elements on the main screen. So I think they're going to allow us to customize a little bit. Well, at least hopefully. That's kind of what I assume about this, but...
Well, we've also got new optimizations for travelers who love to follow the game's stories. We will now have a one-click hide UI feature.
So, I don't really want to discuss this stuff. I mean, like, they finally updated the anti-Raiden Shogun trading license to glide. Apparently, people had difficulties with this. They made the world level adjustment feature available at a lower world level. Your players might care about that. This as well. Difficulty of certain domains in Mondstadt and Liyue has been adjusted. This is a long time coming. After long-term observation, the dev team has discovered that finally you've discovered that newer travelers have been finding the unique mechanisms and types of enemies in some domains in Mondstadt and Liyue quite challenging, resulting in a lower completion rate among these. To address this issue, we have adjusted the leyline disorders in some domains. The example they use here is the Mondstadt weapon material. They made it easier. The Mondstadt weapon domain, right, with the slowing water effect, no more slowing water, no more Hydro Abyss mages in that domain either. So they really nerfed the difficulty of a lot of these Mondstadt and Liyue domains, right? For example, the Mondstadt talent book domain, that's going to be changed. It's one of the domains that they're changing. So I'm assuming they're getting rid of that icicle leyline disorder. It's kind of hilarious how difficult that domain is to clear, even for like long time players. It's such an annoying effect. They finally gotten rid of it. They're like giving a buff instead. I think that's a great change. I don't know why it took so long for them to change that, but it's finally here. And then after that, quest resource management, whatever. Okay, but good changes, good changes. Maybe we'll discuss a little bit more afterwards.